Perfect. Hi everyone, I'm Lucy Hogarth. I'm an astrophysicist and I love the Science Museum. I always have. When I was at school, I would come here at the weekends, and if I'm honest, it was only ever to see one thing. Right at the end of the Space Gallery, that little piece of moon rock suspended in nitrogen. Just looking at it, that tiny piece of another world, inspired me to always reach beyond what those around me thought was possible. And having autism put a lot of limits on what others thought was possible of me. I never thought I would have to be here in this way, protesting against the place that inspired my younger self. The coal giant Adani, who will sponsor the museum's new Energy Revolution Gallery, were pitched to Sir Ian Blatchford, the director of the Science Museum Group, as fraudulent, dishonest with their green energy claims, and as a threat to Indigenous communities. That full report was never shown to the museum's Board of Trustees. To have a company like Adani sponsor this museum, the home of that piece of moon rock downstairs, it's a twisted joke at every young person who walks in this place. Funding something designed to excite them about the future and its possibilities, with the money of those who are actively destroying that future. It's not a joke lost on young people today. Now more than ever, young people are suffering from the mental anguish of living in a world that is in crisis. And despair is a proportionate response, especially when they are continually gaslit by companies, politicians, and institutions like the Science Museum, who have a vested interest in delaying climate action. Ian Blatchford would like to paint all of us here as misinformed activists. That Adani Green Energy, the subsidiary company who will sponsor their new gallery, is entirely separate from the Adani Group. Well, that's despite the fact that the Adani Group have been using shares in Adani Green Energy as collateral for a $300 million loan for their coal project in Australia. So, yeah, sounds totally separate. As an astrophysicist, I'm trained to look up, but I can't look away from this. Thanks to that little moon rock right under our feet, I've spent over a decade training to be a scientist. Trained to scour through information past the fake news for the truth. Thanks to this museum, Mr. Blatchford, if you're listening, I am not misinformed. But I'll ask you again, as I have many times, are you? Thank you.